welcome back to movementprofessional.com. This week's movement of the week is the Turkish Get Up, utilizing the shoe for technique. So we start utilizing the shoe so you can just get the idea that alignment is really more important than how much load you're lifting overhead. So if you have the shoe on the fist, it just has to balance there, which it balances. It's a kind of a self-limiting exercise that if your arm isn't in the right alignment, the shoe will just fall off. So it has nothing to do with how much weight you can actually lift, but the alignment and the technique in which you're going through. So with all that, once you train that, then you can add some load to it, like a kettlebell or a dumbbell, and it'll be much easier. You'll actually be able to do much more load because you're not going to be working in an inefficient way. So this movement can be broken down into several bit component parts, but it's just a way to get from side lying to standing using proper technique. Alright, so very effective movement for many different components, rolling, also half kneeling to standing position, overhead position, etc. You'll see it all as we go through. Just let me know if you have any questions.
We're here at Pain Relief and Physical Therapy in Havertown, Pennsylvania. We're going over the Turkish Get Up using a shoe to work on balance and shoulder stability, as well as a full body alignment. So you're going to start on a side lying position with the knees around hip level, basically like in a fetal position, and just to get the idea of the rolling pattern. So if you're going to use a heavier weight, you're actually going to use the leverage of the top leg to kick out as you, all in one motion, turn. And if you had a kettlebell or a dumbbell, you'd press it right up. Since I have a shoe, I have to place it there. Alright, but we're using the shoe for training technique. It's a great training tool. It helps keep your wrist in a neutral position and helps work on the control that's necessary to do a proper get up. So the first movement's going to be once you're in this press position where the shoulder is punching up to the ceiling, you're trying to have your thumb facing backward that way, kind of screwing the shoulder into the socket. You want to make sure you get that set first. Alright, you're going to have the side in which the shoe is have a bent knee, and then the opposite leg or opposite arm is going to be posted out. So you're going to put a little bit of pressure through in this case it'd be the left elbow and the right heel, and you bring yourself up to, there's slight rotational movements. You're not doing a full sit-up, but you're rotating to the left elbow, and you're going to use some pressure through the right heel to get you to this position. So you want to keep this knee out. A lot of times you'll see it cave in that way, cave in this way, and you don't want to see that. So if you notice that, that's okay. Stop and just try to readjust. I want you to break every movement down and really take your time feeling the position. This shoulder wants to cave in often, so you want to keep that back, basically drawing the shoulder blade down and back. From there, you're going to try and push the palm of the hand into the ground, and you're going to bring yourself into a straight arm position. Okay, so now you're sitting up tall. This knee is still out, and you're up in a straight arm position. Your eyes are at the shoe. From there, you're going to go into a bridge. So you're going to push through the heel of the left hand, the heel of the right foot, get up into a high bridge. So now you're making a straight line between hands. Okay, the knee stays out, so you're going to feel like you're on the outer edge of that foot there. From there, make sure you have good control. You're bringing your left knee through, and you want to bring that knee wide so it gets pretty close to this wrist here. Alright, and a big mistake is having that knee come too narrow in here, and then you don't have the support to take that hand off, so you have to end up inching your foot into the right position or inching your hand. So once you get into this nice wide position with the knee, you can now take your left hand away and still have balance. From there, you want to just reposition yourself, get set, take your time, so you're in this half kneeling position. Alright, this knee is still going to stay pretty wide right over the foot. You're keeping your arch lifted on that front foot. This leg is going to be in a straight line, shoulder, hip, knee, without an excessive arch in your lumbar spine or your lower back. And then push through this front heel into the ground. 90% of the pressure is being done by that front leg. Another good cue is to feel like you're bringing the heel of the front leg back and the toe of the back leg forward at the same time, which allows you to float up into a standing position. Okay, eyes are still up at the bell. When you get to standing, you can bring your eyes forward. Just make sure that your shoulder is in line with your ear. So if you were to look at this picture from this video from the side, my ear would disappear. And then we're going to just trace the movement back down. So back down to the high kneeling position. Hand is going to go out straight out to the side of the knee, not back by the heel, which is very important because then you will be just keeping this straight line here. And also you won't over flex the knee, creating compression on the meniscus or any other structures of the knee that you may not have the ability to do. Alright, so this knee stays wide. That's an important angle to keep there. This leg comes through straight, and you're still maintaining these nice straight lines. Come down slowly to the left hip, and then you go back to the elbow, and then slowly come down to your back. Two hands reach up and grab the shoe. If that was a heavier weight, you'd want to protect it, and then you pull it, actively pull it back into your chest and return to your roll position which you started. Alright, from there you can tighten the bell into your chest or the shoe into your chest and go to the other side, and then you're just going to repeat it on the other side. So I'm just going to let this play in fast motion and just see. It should be pretty similar on the other side. You will notice that everybody's got asymmetries, and that's something that you want to take your time working on. But the goal is to try to get yourself as symmetrical as possible side to side, but that's not typical, especially initially. Alright, so pushing through, right hand posts out, try to keep that knee wide. Didn't do it as well on this side, so there's one of my asymmetries. Eyes still up at the bell, nice straight body, and then take your time coming back down. Reach straight out to the side, bridge up, bring the leg through, down to the hip, elbow, back, pull it in slowly, always finish where you started. That would be the Turkish Get Up using the shoe.